Relax and take notes while I take totes. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Relax and take notes while I take totes. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke.
Once again, it's on. Welcome back to another great episode of Two Cigars and a Blunt, where we talk about news, politics, and entertainment. Of course, you know I am the man on the street.
Oh, Tim Dog from Be More Careful, and I gotta be paying more attention.
Please do. Sports supervillain, conspiracy brother, your mama's favorite, your grandmama's favorite, your ancestors' favorite, nigga, my favorite, their favorite. It don't matter, man. At this point, it don't even matter. Everything.
Cellmate too. Don't forget about him. Hey,
I'm his favorite too. He loved watching the show too.
Right now, it's only 3, but it may be 4. The Mad Professor might be joining us, and of course, Pharaoh King say he won't be joining us tonight. But if this was your first time ever checking us out, this is how we always start our podcast off. We always got to ask the brothers, how was the day? Conspiracy brother, man, how was your day?
Oh man, you already know it's Friday. I got some money in the bank. It's Friday. Shit. Good.
Yeah, you can't complain, man. You know, once you get that check in there, you know, like I say, every payday, man, you know, you see that retirement check, in your case, that disability check just hit. But when you see them both hit at the same time, and if I could get all 3 to hit at the same time, man, you think I'd be high on the hole, like the old people say, man. I'd be balling until I pay my bills, and I'd be like, shit. Right back in the same situation. But I hear what you're saying.
I know the bitch is coming, shit.
Exactly. I hear what you're saying, conspiracy brother. But like you say, it's Friday, and of course, you're above ground, so that makes it a great day. What about you, Tim Dog? How was your day?
Man, my day was pretty quiet. A fan of the show, one time a host on here, Candace. She's moving to Houston, so job opportunity. Well, she got the same job, but better home living and everything for her and the kids. One just went to high school, getting ready to go to high school. The other one getting ready to go to middle school. So, you know, she's doing all this right. Yeah, but. You know, I went down there last night just to support her and you know, talk to her because she was stressing. Yeah, and then I talked to her today.
You know, it's a big move, man. You know, you're comfortable where you're at right now, but now you're going into some place. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever lived in Houston before, but now you're going to some place that you've never been. Had a long period of time, I guess, because now you're going to be living there. And of course, you're going to feel some type of way, stressing, anxious, you know, then you're going to meet different people that you never worked with before. So that could bring some, you know, some stress upon you as well. I hear you, Tim Dog. There's nothing wrong with that. So Candace, good luck going down there to Houston. Yeah, and of course, if you ever need Tim Dog, he only a flight away. There it is.
Watch out for all the New Orleans folks out
No,
there.
2.5 hours.
Oh, it's only 2 hours.
No, 2.5 for me. Yeah,
okay.
From where I'm at.
Okay.
We go the back way and then get down on 45 from where
that ain't bad at all. That like from here to Atlanta. From here to Atlanta, 2.5 hours. That ain't that bad. Okay.
When I was at Fort Hood, we stayed in Houston and Dallas, shit, and Austin.
Oh, see, Hood is even closer. So.
Okay.
I didn't think I was always there. What that college that's right in between that black college? I made a couple of stops there a few times back then.
Oh, I don't know.
You got so many.
I don't know nothing about that era down there.
Yeah, they got a college when you going there. I forget the name of it. It's a black college. It's Prairie View.
It's a couple of them.
Prairie View, Texas Southern, Prairie View. I don't know.
Prairie View. I think it's Prairie View. That's in
Prairie View is that going that way. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's right off of 45.
Yeah.
And as for me, fellas, man, just like you said on Conspiracy Brothers Payday, you look at the bank account, boy, you like, damn, I'm making money. And then once you pay your bills, you like, shit, I'm right back in the same hole I was in last month. So you high 1 minute, low after.
I know that I'm already looking towards the next minute. It's coming. I just gotta wait for it. Okay.
Exactly.
That's right.
But ladies and gentlemen, we got an interesting show for y'all tonight. I mean, we got a good show for y'all tonight. We talked about this a little bit last week with the Kevin Hart situation with the George Floyd joke. But it seems as though that Kevin Hart went on the Breakfast Club and he wanted to talk about it. And a lot of people took offense with what Kevin Hart said on The Breakfast Club.
A day after he would respond to viewers who were upset that he would allow a known problematic comedian and hurtful joke about George Floyd take place at his Netflix roast, Kevin Hart is doing his best to change people's minds.
Stop talking as if I said it.
Or whatever it is. I think with certain things...
not say it.
On Wednesday, Hart would reshare a moment from the 17-minute conversation he would have with the Breakfast Club and would call out people for lying and spreading disinformation. According to Hart, people who are upset don't know the rules of being a comedian. He would go on to say, "We're living in crazy times. Truth no longer matters, and it's pretty damn funny. Nobody does research. Everyone just assumes and runs with the narrative of clickbait, even when the proof is right in front of your face. Most will forever choose the lazy road of assumption, even when I clearly say that comics are comics and comics operate on their own. Nobody controls a comedian. Comedians do what they want, how they want. It's that simple. The rules of being a comedian are understood by all comedians. Enjoy your day. P.S. New movie dropping this summer." Now, as covered, Hart would stop by the Breakfast Club on Tuesday to do his best to explain why he didn't stop a joke about George Floyd's death being told by Tony Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe, for those who don't remember, is the same comedian that will call Puerto Rico an island of garbage back in 2024.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Now, Hinchcliffe, even being given a platform by Hart, who is listed as one of the executive producers according to IMDb, has been a large amount of people's rebuttals to Hart's Breakfast Club explanation. Hart would express that the joke was distasteful, but in the name of comedy, that's part of the sport, and he has nothing to do with what a comedian says. Unfortunately for Hart, the outrage he's getting appears to be one he doesn't understand or care to apologize over. A part of the complaints that are starting to come in are people feeling that Hart clearly doesn't identify as a black man first before being a comedian.
Man, fuck that.
Oh,
If I was Kevin Hart. No. See, Kevin Hart saying the right thing. He's saying the right shit because, for one, you and I, we know what a roast is. And most people who, like he said, if you do the research, see what kind of comedy it is. So if you don't understand it, but yet get offended, then that's on your stupidity for not going and researching it. I'm sorry. Yeah, he said, I didn't do the joke. He said it was offensive. He said that, hey, I wouldn't do anything like that. But he had no control over what they were saying. So why not jump on the comedian who said it? That's the people that you really need to jump on. Kevin Hart didn't say it. Kevin Hart didn't go out there and do anything. All he did was sat there and he laughed, regardless if it was funny or not. He did not say it. That's all I got to say about the bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Like you say, it's a roast. But at the same time, the only people who really can be offended is his family. And, other than that, it's comedy. It was a bad taste joke, but at the same time, it's a roast. That's what they do. We know it. We understand it. Mm-hmm. And like I say, the joke didn't go off well. That guy ain't even funny in hell. It's a humiliation ritual for them guys anyway. They get up there to look stupid and do these things because that's what they told to do. So,
to me, it's like you go into a party and all of a sudden you go to your friend's house and all of a sudden somebody who's not part of the party comes in and shoots a gun. Are you going to blame the party host that the person brought the gun? No, they didn't know what was going on. They just sitting there and having fun and doing shit like that. So to me, it's like people are looking for an excuse for Kevin Hart just because he's the black one. He's supposed to know. But at the same time, they're not looking at the person who said it. I mean, what do you think?
If that's the case, they could get on all the black people that was there.
Thank you.
They just getting on Kevin Hart because it was his roast. But in essence, you could call every black person that was on that stage that didn't say anything, the ones that laughed at the joke, because I'm sure some of them probably thought it was funny because they understand the dark side of comedy. People talk about people dying all the time in comedy. There's plenty of jokes about dead people in comedy. So it's part of the comedy territory. And that's the thing about comedy. Nothing is really off limits. You can kind of approach taboo topics in a comedy fashion. Now, again, was the joke funny? Nah. There's probably other ways he probably could have made it funny. But again, we talk about people's deaths all the time throughout comedy. I'm sure you can type in people talking about people's deaths in comedy and find a laundry list of jokes made about dead people. To me, some people are being overly sensitive about it. Yes,
that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think people are overreacting about this and just using Kevin Hart as scapegoat?
Y'all already know how I feel about the race baiting thing.
Yeah.
Things to bait people into being angry and giving up that energy free willy-nilly. So like I said, it's done intentionally.
I think what you're saying is correct, man. I apologize for that. I had to reset my computers there, my brothers. But the situation, if you look at it, man, when Kevin Hart, he went on the Breakfast Club, I think he might have made the situation worse, Tim Dahl, because he didn't really give an answer. So did Kevin Hart give a real answer, or did he dodge responsibility by saying, I didn't say it?
To me, I mean, he didn't say it. So I don't think he was dodging anything. In his mind, he's saying that you're putting the responsibility of every comedian, everything that they said, you're putting all that on me. Whereas I didn't know the jokes they were going to say. I didn't know what was going on. I'm just saying that's what.
Can I ask you this, Tim Dahl?
He's saying
yeah. But I want to know if would this change your outlook? And I want the same to you, Conspiracy Brother. Of course, that was the live version that they showed, right? And of course, you can't really do anything. But Tom Brady at his roast, when Shane Gillis was about to say something about the owner of the Patriots, Tom Brady interrupted him and said, "Hey, no, don't go there." And a boy stopped and carried on and went to another joke. So I guess they're saying Kevin Hart could have did the same thing that Tom Brady did when you heard that joke about to be told and go up to, "Hey man, I think that's you know what I'm saying?" But for him to say that I don't have no control, which we have seen other people actually stop a comedian from saying a controversial joke. Does that change your outlook on Kevin Hart answer or non-answer, Tim Dahl?
No, because I'm sure he probably wasn't thinking about that. At the time, he was engrossed in the roast.
Okay.
Tom Brady, oh my God, pussy ass, but everybody's not Tom Brady and everybody's not Kevin Hart. So to sit there and to say that just because these people said it and all these other people said it, and he just happily sat there and enjoyed it, that's a false statement.
Okay. And then on top of that, Conspiracy Brother, they said that once the live version went out, everybody saw it. But when they re-telecast it, they actually went back and took out 18 jokes that they may find offensive to other people. Now, does that change the way that you look at the way that Kevin Hart answered that question? Because if you could take out those other 18 jokes, why couldn't you take out that one so that everybody wasn't seeing, if they hadn't seen the live show, out of your telecast? Your thoughts on that one?
Because it's the one thing that's keeping the roast alive. You're not going to take out your moneymaker.
God damn it.
You're not about to take out the thing that's got people watching. Why do that? Then you ain't going to have nobody watching. It's about they made great controversy. But like I said earlier, nobody's calling out none of the other black people that was on stage about the comment either, because some of them could have stepped in and said something if they wanted to. And then again, with the joke, the punchline came at the end of the joke, so the joke was already pretty much all the way through, and he said the George Floyd part at the end. So it's kind of hard to stop that once the joke was, because when he was saying
you didn't know what was coming up.
Yeah, until he said it, you didn't know it. And with the Tom Brady situation, he knew that the guy was about to talk about the owner, so he was able to stop him before he talked about it. And so I think it's kind of a difference in that situation.
And I think another thing is that I think they said that Kevin Hart was one of the producers as well, because one moment he said that I don't have no control over what a comedian says, right? But then if you listen to the actual video that he did with the Breakfast Club, he said that the buck stopped with me. So you can't say that you don't have no control, then turn around and say, yeah, I'm the boss of this whole situation, so nothing happens without my say so. You see what I'm saying, Tim Dog? That he kind of cornered himself into a box. Do you agree or disagree with what I just say?
Well, what was he referencing? The buck stops with me too, because he's the
overall, he's the producer, he's the overall boss of what happened on his roast. So that's like you saying that's like you telling me no, I don't have no grass. But then I come to your house, you like, yeah, but go ahead.
Let me ask you, what network was it on?
It was on Netflix.
Okay. Who had control over that?
He had control over the show.
Who is paying him?
He had control over his roast.
Trust me. Do you think so? Do you really think so?
Yes, I do. Because of the
remember last. Hold on. Remember last. Hold on. Now remember last.
You asked me the question. You asked me the question. Let me answer. You asked
me one, but I'm just saying.
But then you said hold on. But then you say hold on. Let me ask you a question. This is why I say he put himself in a box. This because he said that the buck stops with me. If he had to say Netflix was in charge of everything, I don't think nobody had any backlash. But he said that the buck stops with me. So that made it seem as though that he was the guy that made all the decisions about the jokes being told, not the people at Netflix. See what I'm saying?
He made it seem like, but remember the question from last week. Do you think this is going to hurt Kevin Hart's career, or is this going to make more money for the network? Come on now. We talking about it. Other people talking about it. So what's going to happen?
No, what's going to happen is
Super Villain said it earlier.
Well, no, what's going to happen is, and I got a question about that as well in here somewhere. What's going to happen is it's going to hurt his core fans, because his core fans are are predominantly black. Whether you like it or not, his core fans are predominantly black. And they see that he's not really standing up for something as simple as this. They may say, hey, something may come down the line that be horrible than this joke. And he may act the same way. Am I thinking too far ahead, conspiracy brother, or I'm just talking outside of my neck? What you say?
He has core fans, but this opportunity that he's like them roast the humiliation rituals. To let you know that you can pass on to the next level. So if the next level is more money, because essentially they give him money before he makes the money.
That's true.
The only thing he got to do is make the money back. So if he say I got to do this to get the money, and then I just got to put out all these movies that they gonna push enough for him to transition over, then he really probably don't even give a fuck, because again, he getting his money regardless.
He getting his money.
He getting to step into a new fan base possibly. So for him, in his mindset, it's probably a win for him.
Yeah, we will see. With that being said, Tim Dawg, y'all might have talked about it because I didn't hear it at first. But why do black audience feel more hurt when a black superstar appears to brush up jokes about black trauma?
It's not all black people that they worry about. It's just certain ones, and those who they feel as though could make a difference or be a voice for them, and they don't do it, then they feel disappointed. Say, for instance, a Kevin Hart, people would think that he would stand up for, black trauma, black rights, and things that happen to us. But when he portrayed a reaction as if, he didn't really care about it, not to say he didn't, but the reaction from those people looking up to him to, stop shit like that. So he didn't do it. So now, but I to be honest with you, man, on the street, I don't think this is going to really hurt his core fans, because you know, Kevin Hart, you know, he's going to go on. And like we were saying earlier, you can't put everyone's words on this man. Yeah, I'm in control of everything. But like I said, Netflix owns the show. Netflix put them on, and he was not just on one Netflix show. He has Netflix movies. So
yeah, I can understand that, but there's come a time where that I guess sometimes you got to put who you are above money. And right now, right now people are thinking that he's putting I guess money above who some people think he is. And with that being said, brings me right to my next question, Conspiracy Brother. Did Kevin Hart sound like he was defending comedy or defending Tony Hinchcliffe, or whatever the hell his name is?
Hinchcliffe.
Because he said that I don't have no control of nobody's joke. I didn't tell a joke. So then he say that a comedian could basically say what they want to say. So what is he defending? Is he defending comedy, or was he defending on Tony Hinchcliffe? That's his name? Yeah.
Hinchcliffe.
To me, he's defending both. Because with comedy, you have freedom of speech. So at the same time, he has to defend the comedian who tells
borderline racial jokes because he does the same thing.
To me, it's not borderline racist. He's just talking about a situation that actually happened. Honestly, I don't think the joke really ain't racial because he's talking about the situation that happened.
Well, you're a joke of poor taste.
Yeah, to me, that's all. It's not the slave ship joke is more racial, and him hanging from a bonsai tree to me is more racial than the George Floyd joke. The George Floyd joke was in bad taste because it really wasn't necessary. But as far as a racial joke,
I think that joke.
Jokes are more racial.
Because of the bonsai joke, because of the fact, you know, we seen it. Well, I haven't seen it, but we heard a lot of people getting lynched. And then, in fact, I think another thing, a lot of people get an issue with that. You actually saw George Floyd died. That's just like when somebody was to tell, what's my man, Charlie Kirk joke. You know, people be going crazy right now. Hey, if I was to get on stage and say, you know what I'm saying? Because they would say that's going a little too far because you actually saw it on television. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have issues with Kevin Hart. Going back to Tom Brady, I brought up earlier, Tim Dawg, and you say what you want to say, but, you know, I wrote my question. Y'all want to answer the motherfucker, all right?
We know. We already know.
That's right. If Kevin Hart had stopped the moment or publicly condemned it harder, will people respect him more today?
I mean, yeah, but they would respect him, but at the same time, who makes the decisions on editing the live version once it comes out? You know, so you know the edited version is shorter than the live version, of course, because they take certain things out. So the question is, does Kevin Hart say, no, I don't want this? I'm sure he probably said, no, I don't think that's, you know, so appropriate, but bound under contract. Depending on what it says, Netflix probably has the final say. And by him being a patron, excuse me, not a patron, he's a property of Netflix because he's under contract with them. You know, he's only obligated to do certain or say certain things about it.
And that's what I think is part of the issue, Tim Dawg. You're right. You're under contract. So it seems though that you're not speaking up more than you should because you're under contract, because you're thinking about the money aspect, then speaking about well, not even the lawsuit. I'm just saying that's the money aspect of it then. See what I'm saying? You're still thinking about the money aspect of it. And like I say, we can say these things because we're not in that situation. But a lot of people look at Kevin Hart as one of these people that supposed to be, I hate to say pro-black, but in this situation, he kind of, I can't say he got smaller. He got smaller than what. He kind of shrunk a little bit. With that being said, Conspiracy Brother, is it fair for people to question Kevin Hart blackness because they disagree with how he responded? Because a lot of people, you know, I'm working on my video right now. I don't know if I want to call him a coon. If I don't
No,
know, I don't know.
no.
He walking a tightrope though. He walking that line.
No, you can't say that. As Earl would say,
I say right now,
coontastic behavior. He's not doing coontastic behavior.
All I'm saying is right now, Tim, though, he's on that line though. Like I say,
because of one situation.
Tim, dog, a strong winner push my ass over to the other side. I'll tell you that right now. You know, I don't give a damn.
Maybe the coontastic of the week.
Yeah,
but not all out. No.
Just for the week. Yeah. But that being said, conspiracy brother, is it fair for people to question Kevin Hart blackness? Because a lot of people are doing that because of the way that he responded on the Breakfast Club.
Question is blackness. I guess so. He's green. He ain't black.
Put your other hat on. Get closer to your mic, man, because you keep going in and out, spiritual brother. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you better now.
I said he's green. He ain't black. He's green.
Money green.
Kermit the Frog.
Money green.
Money green.
Too simple. Too easy. He going to who feeding him. Who put money in his pocket? So he gives a shit about his blackness.
Yeah, okay, I got you. But that being said,
real
Tim,
anyway. It's something they gave us.
I got you. But that being said, Tim, dog, did Kevin Hart answer feel disconnected from everyday black people, or was he just speaking as a comedian? Because some people say that it sounds like we've been saying about the money. It sounds like, yeah, I'm up here now, so I don't have to speak the way that will connect with people that's not on my level.
I don't think he was doing that because Kevin Hart knows where he came from. You know, from the bootleg video movies that he used to do to, you know, getting on Wilding Out and stuff like that. So I don't think he's selling out in the aspect of what we are thinking about. I think he got a good deal with Netflix. He's trying to make a good thing with Netflix because this could enhance his career. Now, as far as him not saying anything, who knows that maybe later on when he's not on a tight leash. I mean, he's probably writing memoirs and everything now. Will
it be too late then?
It may be too late, but it'll be never too late for him to explain, you know, and talk about it. Maybe he can't now. Like I said, they got a tight leash on him. He's just getting there. And he has 3 movies under them. So, you know, he's just looking out for, like Supervillain said, him. You know, he's looking out for that almighty dollar. But I don't think he'll ever lose his blackness and be considered a Tom Scott or anything like that. Hell
Tim
no.
Scott.
Don't get that cool name wrong.
I was going to say Uncle Tom, Tim Scott, but you know,
Uncle Tom was, he saved black slaves. That's why that's why, you know, not saying that you, Tim, dog, but a lot of people call people Uncle Tom, but Uncle Tom was actually a person that was actually saving black people. So, but I think we use that little. No, he a Sambo. Let's call him what he is.
Sambo.
He is Sambo. Exactly what he is.
No.
He's a Sambo.
He's a Steven.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, he's a puppet, man. Because if he's lost his ability to have free speech due to the economy, he ain't nothing but a puppet now.
Yeah,
he's not even black. He ain't nothing but a puppet. He ain't even green no more. His ass is a puppet.
Well,
and then y'all brought it up.
Just being careful with his words.
But you can be careful with your word. I'm very careful with my words, but I'm still gonna say what I got to say.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Because do we look more on celebrities to say more? And I think it was Malcolm X that said it best. He said we are the only community that when they come ask what's going on in the black community, they would go to an athlete. They would go to a celebrity, but they would not actually go to actual people doing the work. So was Malcolm X right when he said that? Because like my question say, when a black celebrity doesn't react the way the community expects, why do we immediately call them a sellout? Who wants to first? You want to go first on conspiracy, brother?
No, it's because we've so black people are so entangled into being black that sometimes they forget that people are people. And these are the people that they present to us as representatives, essentially, because the media goes to them. So these are the people that they're portraying to us as supposed to be our representatives. And then people get mad when they go against the grain of what people think they should do.
Yeah.
But these are the people that they're putting out there. So these are people that they want us to see and hear from, regardless of what side of the fence they stand on. These are the people that they specifically want us to have to judge and do all these other things with.
Yeah. I think you're totally correct with that. What you say about it, Tim Dow?
I see it as black people see how white people look out for them in situations.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen.
Politicians.
Hold on now. You do see it. Once again, if a white Republican is in trouble as opposed to a black Republican, or not even that, it's the perception that we don't stick together. It's the perception that everyone else helps each other. Look at the Jews, look at the Chinese, look at the Koreans. All of those ethnicities stick together and help out the community, but ours don't.
But all of those communities, like you said, are communities. We live in the lie. We live in the biggest.
We may be living.
So how can you build trust off of lies when almost everything we know is lies? So how can you
saying the Jews weren't lied to? You saying they
come to this country and they run this country in their groups? Our group is the only group that's constantly targeted to be dismantled, and that's what they do.
That's an excuse not to bound together, so it won't happen to anyone else.
You can't bound off lies.
Hold on now. You can't have it both ways, man. See, you can't bind off of lies because once again, you can stop them lies from happening.
Yeah, can I jump in here quick? Can I jump in here quick?
Man, you sound like
I kind of see what both of y'all are saying, but to a certain extent, I believe that you do have a community amongst us being, Black Americans,
but it's a small community.
It's a small community. But to Conspiracy Brothers' point, there comes a point where that they will send people to infiltrate to cause division within that community. So both of y'all are correct with what y'all are saying. But when you're talking about other communities, yes. When you talk about other communities,
I'm stretching my back. My back.
But when you talk to other community, they might send somebody to infiltrate, but sooner or later they're gonna find that infiltrator and get them out of there. They're not gonna let them destroy their cohesiveness that they have. And it's a shame.
The mold.
Yeah, I think Denzel Washington was talking about something, and it made a lot of sense. And he was talking about a role that they wanted him to play. And they said that I guess he thought that he was supposed to be some type of super nigga. He said they catch him, and then they try to hang him, and then the rope broke, and then so they try to electrocute him, and he wouldn't die by electricity. And he's some type of super nigga. And you're like, man, don't you think that'd be a good something funny? And he say, yeah, just like, let's just say with the Jews, let's just say that we take them and we take them to the shower and act like they turn on the shower and they don't die from the gas. Wouldn't that be funny? He's like, no, I don't think that's funny. So the same shit you didn't think was funny, me talking about the Jews, that shit about me putting a rope around my neck, that shit ain't funny either. See what I'm saying? It's the way that we are betrayed that nothing hurts us. And I think that's why when people look at Kevin Hart, they thought he was better than what he really was. Which is crazy. Because you say it right. Yeah, you say it right, Conspiracy Brother. Maybe he has always been this way. We don't know. You're right, Tim Dawg. Maybe it is about the money. We don't know. But I can't.
About the money, I'm sure.
I can't judge how black you are, but I can call you a coon, Tim Dawg. He on that line.
No. Coon of the week. Coon of the week. Coon of the week. Understand until he does something else.
Look, but what you really got to understand is we live in the age of social media where he could have went on his own platform and said his piece. But Due to him being a puppet, he has to wait till he's told to go on this show to say something. Because again, everybody has access to social media. So at any time you have an opinion about something or you feel something's being misconstrued, you have the option to jump on there and say something. And he has yet to take that option because being puppeteered.
And then even in his statement, at the end, he's gonna say, I got a new movie coming out this summer. That just shows you right there that he's not taking what people are saying seriously. Tim Dog,
I don't think he got a new movie. I think he was just being him, being a comedian.
Yeah, but at that point in time, but if you get a lot of backlash, sometimes it's best to keep your goddamn mouth shut. Because I think Kevin Hart would have did himself a better justice by just being quiet about the situation. I think he made it worse. He made it way worse by the way that he.
I'm sorry, man on the street. Prime example. You know how I am on the show. You know, sometimes I just get over the top. I can't be controlled because in my mind, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. But to someone else, I'm doing something and I'm not seeing it. And, you know, I'm not doing it intentionally. It's never intentional, whatever I do on the show. It's always for fun, but everyone's fun isn't funny.
Exactly. Yeah, that is true. And that being said, Conspiracy Brother, is the backlash really about one joke or about a large pattern of comedians using black pain for shock and laughs?
Well, that one thing I understand about comedy is a lot of comedians base their comedy off of their trauma. Yeah. So people have to, and that's how sometimes you heal from things is by making fun of the trauma and finding something positive in the trauma, transmuting it into something beneficial to you. So we gotta. But in this case, do a lot. But at the same time, you got to get to a point where it just rolls off of you. You know it happened, so stop dragging the baggage of the trauma with you. It happened, yes. Will it happen again? Hell no. So we like to keep dragging the trauma with us throughout our history. We want to keep dragging that. Yes, it happened. Yeah. We've done things to change it, but you can't keep dragging it and being upset about it.
I think it's a difference when you are a black person and you're talking about that pain, but to hear somebody else to pile on your pain, that's something totally different. That's something totally different from what you just said. Because if he had to say something about,
it's not like they were slave owners or slave masters. That's just that. That's part of their heritage and their history. So to me, it's not like they are own the slaves. They might own slaves. Like I said, we don't know these people for real. We only know what we see. So I don't know. And I can't be upset that somebody's telling a joke about, to me, it's just, I'm in a different mindset with how I see things. Because you know how I feel about race at this point.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. See, it might like that, what they say, like water off a duck's back. It might just roll off of your back. But a lot of people, like myself, we not that enlightened yet. I hate to say it, I'm not that enlightened yet.
That's what we're trying to get y'all.
You know what I'm saying? But that being said, Tim Dog, is it about the joke or is it about comedians using black pain? Because, perfect example, do you really think that if anybody had got up there and say something about the Jews, it would have went over well? If a black comedian get up on stage and say, all the Jews looking up from hell, and they're laughing at Donald Trump because he want to be Hitler. That's in poor taste. That's really poor taste. But you think that I would be able to get away with that being a black comedian, Tim Dog?
I have two things.
You just did.
No.
I know, but it's not really a joke. I'm just saying it's not a joke because it's not funny.
I have two things to say about that. Right. One, as far as slavery throughout U.S. history, it has never been told.
No.
About the persecution of Jews during World War II. That's all we learned.
Yeah, it's documented. You saw it on film.
There you
saw
go.
The films. Yeah, it's documented.
So you have the whitewashing of slavery, but the advertising of
the
what the
Holocaust.
Germans, the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So in people's mind, white people, in their mind, they say, "Oh my God, this is bad. You know, this is brutal." So that being said, jokes heal all things.
Yeah.
Think about it. When you're when you at a funeral, it doesn't matter. But white people don't understand that certain black jokes hurt us. So they don't correlate our suffering with the suffering of the Jews because it was never taught, it was never told, it was never known.
Or it's not on video, Tim.
There
It's
you
not
go.
on
Same,
video.
same.
It's not
Yeah.
on video. Yeah. You got to see. You actually see those the Jews in those in those
concentration camps.
Yeah, you can actually see the starvation. You can actually see. You can still. I never been to Germany, but don't you still have the concentration camp that you can actually go take a tour of them, and you can actually see what they say over 3 million or 10 million Jews actually died during that time. So you could visualize it, see it on television, and you can actually still go and touch it, actually touch it.
Yeah. So think about, you know, the white comedian trying to tell a joke about, you know, slavery, thinking that, hey, I'm just trying to, you know, lighten, not really knowing the personal feeling of it. So they're not doing it. I would assume they're not doing it out of malice.
Yeah, maliciously.
But doing it maliciously, you know, but doing it for the sake of the joke.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just the disconnect. You know, the disconnect between, you know, us and them. And a lot of them, I'm sure they want to, but just don't know how to.
Yeah, and you know, like I say, you know, I like dark comedy just like you, Conspiracy Brother. Some of it, you know, I like, ooh, that's kind of, I don't know about that one. You know, some of them I laugh at, and some of them, ooh, that was kind of rough one right there. I just don't know. And then it comes to a point where that
comedian married to the white chick, he had his own show.
What you talking about?
Oh my goodness, the white dude, Dave. Is it Dave? I'm gonna get his name.
I know Bill Burr. He's married to.
No.
Bill Burr funny as hell. I like Bill Burr. You talk about Gary Owens?
Gary Owens, yes. Gary Owens know how to tell black jokes without it being, you know, obscene or anything like that. And that's the difference.
Yeah, Gary Owens. And I think that's the part. I think we're more upset with Kevin Hart about what he said instead of what he didn't do. Because like you say, at that moment, you don't have no control. But after a week and you come out, basically, I didn't tell the joke, and then you getting kind of upset. You could say, yeah, I didn't tell the joke, but this is how I feel about it. And don't say it's a roast. Yeah, it's a roast, but the roast supposed to be about you. George Floyd ain't had shit to do with that roast. Or even Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk ain't had nothing to do with that roast. But why are y'all bringing other people into a roast that's supposed to be about Kevin Hart? You understand what I'm saying? Or talk about the people that's in there, that's in the actual event. I think that would have been better, but hey, it is what it is. Going from Kevin Hart to somebody else that's catching hell. Oh man, your doctor and my doctor, Tim Dog.
Not mine.
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Shahan Bryant.
Oh, I earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, you know, his word, my sheep will know my voice. Even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle.
Well,
that's
with the questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees. And my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, They have all been for the world to see.
But I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them in service to
Absolutely.
them. Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah, because I earned it.
See the Spirit Brother come to you first. You see the lady didn't want to give her a high five. She gave it a low five. She gave her a low five, not the high five.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Man,
that being said, Conspiracy Brother.
That's very noticeable.
Yeah, Conspiracy Brother. Is the issue that Cheyenne, I know I'm fucking the name of Cheyenne Bryant may not be a medical doctor, or that people feel she was not clear enough about what kind of doctor she claims to be? What's the issue there, Conspiracy Brother?
Well, actually, if you go look at the definition of doctor, over the years, it's changed.
Yeah.
When the definition first came out, because I was watching this lady, she got these old ass dictionaries from like 200-300 years ago. So she was going through all the definitions of doctor. And at one point, you didn't need any schooling to be considered a doctor.
Yeah.
It was a term of how you handle people and dealt with people. So if you go back through history, and if they wouldn't change the definition, she could be by the definitions of history, she's a doctor.
Yeah, Conspiracy Brother, you sound like you're in the echo chamber, man. Bring your bike, man. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, like I said, if you go by the definition of doctor from hundreds of years ago and how they changed the definition, she'd be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go that, if she goes that route and they take that, she good, because she wasn't prescribing any drugs. She was just talking to people.
Yeah.
And again, that would be considered being a doctor by definition from 200 years ago or so.
Okay, but we're not dealing with 200 years ago, Tim Dog. So when someone uses the title doctor, does the public has a right to see clear proof of the degree?
Degree, credentials, slab on a rock. I don't give a damn. In other words, you saying that you are good at what you do.
Tim Dog, you actually go online right now and get you a college degree from anywhere.
I know that's right.
They got a university called anywhere.
You sound like the president. I don't need to show you shit.
Go ahead, Tim Dog.
Low IQ motherfuckers.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim Dog. Hey, I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, man. I'll tell you what, somebody who say they're a doctor and you look online, they say life coach and doctor of psychology, and you like, okay, where you get your degree in psychology? Oh, I got many degrees, and she never answered the question. She kept dodging. That's why I was laughing, because she is a flim-flammer.
Definitely a scammer.
She's a flim-flammer.
But like I said, she got if you go off of the old definition, you didn't need that.
Right, though. You're right, though.
Hey, look, I'm about to give me a cheeseburger then.
Yeah. Hey, Conspiracy Brother, you brought it up. You talked about the definition, but does calling yourself a doctor while working in mental health or life coaching create confusion for the audience?
It does. And it makes people want to trust you more and more willing to give you their money when you have that in front of your name. Yeah. So to me, knowing that you're not at this point, even with the, what they say, if you got the knowledge of, it's about having knowledge, which makes people doctors in the experience. So again, with the laws of this country, you scamming.
Yeah.
But by terms of the word, you're not. So she damned if she do, she damned if she don't. She ass about to get in trouble though.
Before I come to you, Tim, the next question.
Excuse me. You see my new name?
No, Dr. Okay, Dr. Yeah, I got you. Dr. Philosophy on here. I saw something, and they was talking about Dr. Phil. They say technically he's not a doctor anymore because he lost his license years and years ago. A bunch of years ago. but he did actually went to the school. So everybody, I guess after you lose, well, if you're a doctor, you're still a doctor. I don't give a damn. If you went to school and you got the license once, you always a damn doctor. So with that being said, Tim Dog, this is another thing I think that people was pissed about what she said, and I think you probably caught it as well. It's saying I don't have to prove anything. The wrong response from your credentials are the entire question.
Shit, might be right now because everybody doing it since the president did. I mean, that's the new thing. I don't have to show you nothing. And she naming up all these famous people. They are her clients. And I don't know if that's patient, doctor confidentiality or not, but they can probably sue her.
She ain't no real doctor, so she's not breaking no confidentiality rules.
But then she was saying that
gotcha.
But she said that she did the when she spoke to them, she did it live because she was on Shannon Sharp. That's why she said Shannon Sharp. I saw that one. She said Cam Newton. I saw that one, and the B. Simone one. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
everybody had a chance to see it on television. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Tim Dog. But
man, I want to know how many patients she has.
That's a good question. But see, Conspiracy Brother, it goes back to what you said earlier. What is the real controversy here? The title doctor, the school she attended, or how she responded when challenged?
It's about how she responded when challenged, because that's what really got people into digging into who she is, and where she comes from. Because again, she's been doing this for a long time before social media was social media. Yeah. So now, once you get on social media claiming who you are, people are going to look into who you are to see if you truly are who you are. And eventually, this shit going to catch up. Like I said, it was a slow. The more she put herself out there, the more it started to catch up with her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let y'all know for y'all. I got 4 degrees. Goddamn it, all of them associates though.
Four associates,
but you got 2 degrees.
Hey, 4 associates equal to 4 associates equal to 1 bachelor's degree. So put them all together, you get a bachelor's degree.
That's out that's 8 years. Shit.
No, 2 social equal a bachelor. That motherfucker got a master's.
You
put them together.
Get 2 more, you be a doctor. Yeah, put a doctor in front of your name. Dr. Supervillain. That's what you call right now.
Dr. Supervillain.
When I had stopped working the first time, I tried to go back to school. I was going to Valencia for web development, but I was having too much trouble because that I was doing voc rehab. So they're paying for me to go to school. So shit, I like, fuck it. I go get another degree on y'all dying. Shit.
Man, I ain't mad at you. Tim Dog, coming back to you, my brother. Should TV shows and podcasts verify guest credentials before presenting them as an expert?
First of all, if it's your podcast and you the host, you should do your homework and wouldn't say a person isn't an expert unless you know they're an expert. Then that means you are the one putting out fake news that someone is something, and all they have to do is piggyback on it or correct you and say, no, I'm not an expert. What I am is an advisor, so and so, whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you. What you say about that, Conspiracy Brother?
Calling yourself an expert and a doctor are 2 different things.
Because bravo.
Because if you said somebody said there's an expert at something, then there's some things you might not be able to prove about that. But when you call yourself a doctor, there's plenty of proof. Like they say, what their dissertation is published online. So if somebody said they're a doctor and you want to know, that's all you got to do is type their name in, and you can get that information instantly. So But if you got somebody that's been doing this for years and saying that they're this person and they built up this reputation as this person, you really don't say, let me look into their credentials until somebody says, well, let me see your credentials.
But then, Conspiracy Brother, to that point, then you say, well, the school closed down and all my information was lost.
See, in that age, everybody went online. Like, look, we went to the same school, same year. Here go my stuff right here.
Yeah, so, because my partner,
if you do.
Yeah, my partner.
I agree with you on supervillain.
No, you see, my partner, man, when used to be one of my soldiers, he's actually when he saw them going after old girl. He said, man, let me go check my shit out. So he went online and he pulled up his dissertation and he put up everything. Oh yeah, I'm a doctor in psychology. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do make sure my shit is real. That's how I use my boy Space, Roy Mitchell. Yeah, my boy down in Orlando.
Man, that's crazy.
He worked for the VA. He worked for soldiers down in the VA, helping them with their mental issues, man. Yeah. One more question about this, man. I want both of y'all to answer this, man. Okay, Tim Dog, I'm gonna start with you first. Would this controversy be treated differently if she was a man giving the same advice with the same title?
If it was a black man?
No, just a man. Any man, just a man.
Well, if they talking like her, yeah, they
talking like her, and then they say that she's a doctor. Then we come to find out that she got nothing. Yeah,
they get the same scrutiny only because of the attitude and like Supervillain was saying, the way that we responded to the question. Coming back snippy, and I don't have to prove anything. And people are like, whoa, well, why not? What the hell is wrong with that? That's a red flag right there.
Okay, what you say about a conspiracy, brother? If it was different, what
I think it would be the same for a man who came on and with the same type of story. He would get the same scrutiny.
Hell yeah.
If not worse, because this is a man's world. So you had to, I think it would be the same thing.
I'm gonna disagree with both of my brothers on this one, man. I think with a man, I think we give men more leeway than we do women. I'm just saying because I'm just saying for me, I think we give men more leeway because of the fact that, like y'all just said, this is a man's world, so we can understand. We can understand the man's pain that he had to prove himself to the world out here. I'm just telling you my feelings, man. See, now y'all treat me like Kevin Hart. See, now I know how Kevin Hart.
No, I ain't treating you like Kevin Hart. No, fuck that. I ain't treating your ass like Donald Trump.
Well, you don't treat me like Donald Trump.
And sing that song. This is my. And James Brown. This is a man.
I'm just saying.
I know what you said.
No, that's a perfect example of what you just said, Tim Dog. That is a perfect example. Like Donald Trump. We all knew that Donald Trump is not qualified to be the president of the United States. But when he went up against Kamala Harris had all the credentials. Hillary Clinton had all the credentials. But then again, they would accept something less than an actual woman with all that. That's what I'm saying. Tim Dog, you made my point for me. That's why I say that we would be more easier on a man than we are on an actual woman.
Touche.
And you proved another point that credentials don't mean shit in the world where you have charisma and people are drawn to you.
Exactly.
If you got that, you so if anything you can get away. Because I think if she would have reframed how she responded to the question, she could have done herself a lot more justice. She could say, I tried to get it, but right now I'm having trouble getting access to it. So right now I can't prove it to you right now because I'm having trouble access. But this is where I went and this is what I've done, and I'm trying to get access. And then that'll bother some time. You're like, okay, so
well, at least name one school you actually went to.
But can I ask you this, Tim Dog? And this is in the lane of both Kevin Hart and her. And Conspiracy Brother brought it to me when he just said it. Do you think that the way that they handled the situation, what made it worse? Because the way that she handled it and the way that Kevin Hart handled the situation, it seems as though that the situation rolled downhill after that. Yeah. So am I just looking into something, or can you see the correlation?
It's not what you say, but how you say it. So again, if you don't know how to say something, and you get offended easily by somebody questioning you because you think you the shit and you shouldn't be questioned. And that's what happened when people aren't used to being questioned and called out on their shit. They don't know how to respond. Okay. And they lash out and just cause more damage, just cause that shit to roll downhill much faster than it would have. Eventually it would roll downhill anyway.
Yeah. Like I say, do you see that both of them responded and people stop nitpicking, or better yet, stop pinpointing? See, you should have said this, you shouldn't say that, and made the situation worse than what it was if they had to just say nothing.
No, I get what you're saying, and it's true, but to a point. She was answering like that to be deceptive. She was answering like that so that she can deflect. Kevin Hart answered like that because he's kind of bound to a contract or limited to what he can say, but yet at the same time saying that I wasn't the one who said it. Why is everyone jumping on me? And to me, that's what both of them are.
But in a sense, he was still deflecting as well.
Yeah, well, he
just did it a different way.
He wasn't trying to deflect to, make money. She was deflecting so that she can get people, clients, and get her name out there. She was being very, very.
I guess. Tell me if I'm wrong. Kevin Hart was deflecting to keep his money. She was deflecting not to lose her money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being honest, because I need to keep my money if I'm Kevin Hart. Now that people say that you're not really a doctor, who's going to come get life coaching skills from you?
Well, she's going to lose it anyway, just because of the reputation and everything that's going on. So
I don't know if you're going to lose it. I should.
No, she's going to lose it.
If she provides good advice, that doesn't change. It's just she just had to change being a doctor.
This is what I'm about to say, Tim Dog. She may lose it, but she posted a video. I'm gonna download the video when we go
ashed out.
Yeah. I'm gonna download the video. Once Conspiracy Brothers see the video, he be like, "Fuck that damn degree. I'm gonna go see her." What? I already know Conspiracy Brother. I already know what he's gonna
say. In my head, I got a video. It's like, okay, I see it. Let's see it.
All right, fellas, man. I was gonna talk about Trump, but I'm not gonna talk about Trump. We're gonna talk about this shit right here, though.
Oh man,
we're gonna talk about this, man. I want to talk about this crazy shit right here. I don't know if y'all fellas saw this or not. This shit happened on a Carnival cruise line, and the shit got me saying, "Damn, sometimes it be your own goddamn family."
The baby-faced teen accused of sexually assaulting and brutally killing his stepsister on a family cruise revealed his face in public for the first time as he entered a federal courthouse on May 27th. 16-year-old Timothy Hudson kept a straight face as he sauntered into federal court in Miami with his hands in his pockets and wearing a gray button-down shirt. Hudson has been out of jail since he was charged with murdering his 18-year-old stepsister, Anna Kepner, on a Caribbean Carnival cruise trip with family members in November. According to News Nation, a federal judge ruled that Hudson will remain free on supervised release ahead of trial, which is scheduled to begin in September. Hudson has pleaded not guilty. Kepner, affectionately nicknamed Anna Banana, and her blended family set sail on November 2nd from Miami for a 6-day Carnival cruise, which was supposed to sail through the Caribbean. Before tragedy struck, Anna had plans to join the U.S. Navy after graduation and eventually become a K-9 police officer. But on the 4th night of the cruise, the fun-loving cheerleader reportedly told family members at dinner that she was not feeling well and decided to go back to her room, according to the Daily Mail. When she didn't show up for breakfast the next morning, a desperate search was made of the massive ship, which can carry nearly 4,000 passengers. The search came to a disturbing end when a maid on the ship made a grisly discovery. Kepner was reportedly found dead, wrapped in a blanket, covered in life jackets, and crammed underneath a bed inside the cabin she shared with 2 other teens, one of which was her 16-year-old stepbrother. Hudson, Kepner's stepbrother, was later revealed to be a suspect in her death.
Now, the video is much longer than that, man. I had to cut it because, I want to, because the shit is crazy. Did anybody all heard about this?
I did.
Before this, you did?
Yeah, I heard about this a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, Tim Dawg, I'm coming to you first because allegedly they said the judge gave him bail because he had the baby face. But when the accused look young and harmless, does that change how the public reacts? Or should the facts matter more than the face? Because they call him the baby face killer. You know what I'm saying? Now, look at the baby face.
No, you understand what I'm saying? I don't think the judge gave him that.
No, I say allegedly. I say allegedly, Tim Dawg. I say allegedly because I wasn't there. That's why I say allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
All that is just sensationalism. That's all that
Addison,
is.
yeah. Addison tried that motherfucker as an adult. He should
Yeah.
have never got out of police custody. White people
But-
don't get punished for their crimes. Go ahead, Tim, dog.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, you got to know the character of the kid. Is he a troublemaker? Is he someone that? And from my understanding, he had a crush on the sister. So
yeah. The dad, like I said, the video was much longer. Even the dad said that he wanted to date the sister, and the dad said that they've been tell, I guess, the mother that, hey, this is, you know, and that I guess she was asleep one time and he climbed on top of her, you know, before this incident. And they said that the video actually showed him looking both ways before he left the room, I believe, after he killed the young lady. But go ahead, Tim, dog. I don't know if you was finished or not. Go ahead.
No, I'm finishing out because, you know, he was getting mad because she was going to tell on him, I believe.
Yeah. But
he was the one that probably, and they haven't proved that if he was the one that made her sick or anything, or she was just feeling that way from being ocean sickness.
Yeah.
Motion.
And conspiracy brother, I guess what I'm saying, and Tim, I'm gonna come back to you. Hopefully you can, you know, I guess the title of babyface, because when you say babyface, it makes it seem as though that the person can't do what they're actually charged with. I guess that's why I say accuse. You know,
is they're putting that thought into jurors, prospective jurors' minds.
Yes,
to see him as this young innocent. Yeah. So they already trying to play on people's
psyche,
manipulate people's minds before they even go to trial.
Yeah,
and motherfucker a killer, man. Period. Point blank. You know,
he killed him.
It's just that simple. His ass shouldn't even be walking out free. He should be in jail. But maybe because it happened on international waters, you know how the law is. They got all these stipulations with the law. So
and how much you can pay for a lawyer.
You know that shit is what it is. If you know if you got the right lawyer, they, as you can see, they already got it as the baby face. So the lawyer then paid somebody to put that into the media. So, like I said,
and that's what I'm talking about, Tim Doll, because of the fact that they say baby face. You know what I'm saying? Does that take away from the actual crime that he committed?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't. What it does is it starts to paint a picture of the person.
Yeah.
So you give him a name. You know, most killers get names. You know, the Zodiac killer, the box killer, Foxtrot killer, whatever. And by naming him the babyface killer because he's young, and that means they know he's guilty, but can a jury prove it beyond a reasonable doubt? They're gonna probably bring up his past history, how he was a good kid, probably valedictorian. He loved his sister, but he loved a little too much. No, it matters if you got a good lawyer.
He tried to hump on her before, and people know he wanted to be with her.
Man, obviously, look at the dude that drunk drive, didn't have a license, and then got off on it because he was privileged.
That's completely different than this.
But this, Tim Dog, I'm gonna go back to something that what Conspiracy Brother said. He said they say the baby face, and you put that in the mind of the jury, whoever's going to be selected to be on the jury. They may say, hey, I see this kid and I have a son that has that same baby face, and I can't believe that he actually did that. So that's why I say when you put these labels out there, they're doing it for a reason, to get that one jury to say, I can't believe he did that to that young lady, because just look at him. He has that baby face.
Strategy by the defendant.
I got you with that. Conspiracy Brother, one more question about this, man. How does the family even begin to process the case where the accused killer is not a stranger, but somebody inside the same home?
Honestly, they may be dealing with a lot of grief, because it's not like it was an unknown fact that he was into it.
Yeah,
so I guess they didn't realize how much. But yeah, if he climbed on top of her and tried to take it, or even just in that manner, they should have had a bigger issue with that. It was time for him to, separate himself from the household or something.
Yeah,
obviously he's fixated on her.
Yeah, Tim Dog, I want you to answer the question because
and now they're in the same room together. That's even worse. He shouldn't even be in the room
with two other teams, though. They weren't alone. There were 2 other people there.
It was 3, but I guess at the time of the murder, the other person might have been out. But I'm just saying, even if you didn't even know that, I wouldn't even put it in the room with her and the other 2. Well, him and the other 2 teams. I still want to put them in the same room together. If the family knew that this guy was vaccinated,
they knew that.
Yeah, if they knew that, why would you even put that young lady in that situation for something like this to happen?
Well, to me, it could have been something that happened a long time ago. Something that maybe a year, 9 months ago. And since then, everything's been fine. There's been no incidents. They've been getting along. But in his mind, he like, I can't wait to get on this cruise. Then we're going to be alone. And he just snapped.
Can I ask you this, Tim Dog?
With him knowing that could have triggered him back into to wanting to, like, because you book cruises out in time. So he probably had months of fascinating behind this girl.
What he wants to do.
In the room with her, seeing her get dressed, and so
all he has to do is convince his parents he's okay.
But Tim Dog, that's what I'm about to ask you, Tim Dog. You say this might have happened a year ago, and I'm gonna use it as an example. And so you telling me if I come to your house and I attempted to steal a stack of money from you, it happened a year ago. Yeah, I done did other things, and I ain't stole nothing in a while. And they put me and you in a room. You not going to say to yourself, know what you know. I'm just saying, my brother. You saying it happened a while. Tim Dog, I was trying to steal your money a while ago, but I done made amends.
Hold on. First of all, man on the street.
Leave your money with me. You can leave your money
First of all, man on the street. Your analogy right now has some Swiss cheese holes in it.
I'm just saying, but it happened a while ago.
I don't leave money laying around anyway. I don't carry cash like that.
But I'm just saying a while ago. But it happened a while ago, though.
But you have to understand, they are a family.
I got that. We family.
In the same household. No, we ain't family. Fuck that. You ain't living with me every day. and then gaining the trust not only of his parents, but of her. Think about that. I mean, that would just take time. That right there would say that to me that this is premeditated. And the prosecution is going to have a hard time proving that. But I'm telling you, what do you think there, supervillain? You think it was premeditated? He was thinking about this?
Well, like I said, he may not been thinking about killing her, but he knew that he was going to do something. Because again, you got to plan a cruise months in advance. So just with him stewing on the fact, knowing that they're going to be in the same room. In the house, they can have separate rooms. She could avoid him, the comings and goings, but on that ship, in that room, you stuck.
Yeah.
And like
you said,
he been wanting that girl, and he saw his opportunity. So like he needs to be going in jail for a long time, very long time.
Yeah, like you said, at home they don't see each other. She's a senior, he's a sophomore, or junior at least. So they don't see each other. They probably don't hang in the same circles. But in his mind, he's like, we're going to be on that cruise. This would be my chance to try to woo her. And it didn't work. And instead of her telling her parents, he decided, I got to silence her.
Yeah. Like they say, you are innocent until proven guilty. And, this is one of those situations that I think is sad all the way around because of the fact that you know the person and the person took this young lady's life, and she's about to start her career in the Navy.
Mom lost her daughter, dad lost his son.
Yeah. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. But fellas, man, good conversation as always. But before, ladies and gentlemen, we always like to give you something funny, something to think about, or better yet, where the fuck Tim Dog get that from? What you got for us, Tim Dog?
All right. Y'all know I'm a science geek and astrology geek and all that, but every year during the summer, there are a lot of celestial events that you can check up outside. You just missed Haley's trail of meteor showers. You may see a trail or two, but I doubt it. But right now, I have something that's happening this weekend, and right now, it's something that's extraordinary, something that I really like for you. Oh, before I start on that, another thing is, the brightest star is Venus, but you can have a chance to witness, depending on where you are, skies are clear, a 3-planet alignment around the full moon. You have Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury. Mercury will be the planet that's closest to the moon, depending on what, it will be on the northwest side of the moon. It's looking like a little dot, but Jupiter and Venus you can definitely see. That being said, I have some important information that you may not even know about. Have you ever heard of a blue moon? No. A blue moon is a rare full moon event that most commonly refers to the second full moon in a single calendar month. The term dates back to the 16th century when the phrase "the moon is blue" was used to describe something impossible or absurd. Over time, the meaning evolved. In the 19th and 20th centuries, blue moon becomes associated with an unusual rare moon. Because the moon cycle lasts about 29 and a half days, an extra moon occasionally squeezes into the calendar months, creating what we now call the blue moon. Although a blue moon has no special astronomical effect, it has become a powerful symbol of rarity and opportunity. The event inspires the popular expression "once in a blue moon," meaning something that doesn't happen very often. Many people view it as a time of reflection, renewal, and refresh new beginnings. In rare cases, the moon can actually appear to be blue, but it's because of volcanic ashes or smoke that's in the atmosphere that separates from the astronomical difference. The next blue moon is May 13th, 2026. So, an ancestral event reminds us that some of the rarest moments are worth looking up at the sky. After all, opportunities only come once in a blue moon, but unlike the moon, they're not always guaranteed to come once around again. So that is my where the hell did he get that from?
Yeah, different buttons over here. I'm like, God damn. All right. I ain't got no blue moon, but I had the blue balls before. Thank you for that information there, Tim Dog.
Yes, blue balls.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we do here. We gotta have a good conversation. We talk about news, politics, and entertainment. As you can see, we talking about a bunch of entertainment tonight and a little bit of news. But you want to stick around for our after show because we're gonna be talking about shit like this, fellas. Hold your goddamn hold your goddamn questions, hold your goddamn faces, hold whatever. Because I know y'all done seen this on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok about this nasty motherfucker right here. But I want us to talk about this motherfucker on the after show, Ashed Out.
This Texas attorney and father is being charged with the SA of his dog after his wife caught him and turned him in, and he has now hired a very expensive attorney and bonded out of jail for $750. His name is Stephen Tyler Swain, and he has a law firm in Houston where he practices civil law. In November of last year, he was having renovations done on his home, and so his wife installed security cameras. It's been alleged that his wife believed he was bringing adult workers into the home for himself, and that when she reviewed the surveillance footage, she found videos of him and their small dog, Shipley. The exact timeline isn't super clear, but what we do know is his wife filed for divorce in December of 2025. And then a month ago, the SPCA reached out to the police telling them that they had been told by his wife that there were these disturbing videos. So that prompted the investigation into him, where his wife told police that is 100% my husband and 100% our dog.
Bow wow wow, yippee bow wow.
Don't leave me alone with that motherfucker. Why you always barking? Why she always barking before we leave? Why she don't want to never stay? Why she don't? Yeah, hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna talk
Nothing
about
but
that.
the dog in me.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that. Oh, hey, what's your friend that moving to Houston? God damn it. Tell I've been drinking. I'm Tim Dog. What's your friend moving to Houston?
Tell her be careful.
Say what?
Candace.
Lock up the puppies.
If you need,
Lock up the puppies.
if you need a lawyer, Candace, don't go to him. Or better yet, you might be able to pay him with your dog. I don't know. So,
and she had a dog that just had puppies too. So,
oh no, they're tiny too. No,
how much for each one?
But hold that thought to the after show. Tim Dog, what you got
virgin meat?
Yeah, Tim Dog, what you got for the people before we go, my brother? Make sure you shout out to social media so the people can follow you as well, my brother.
Oh man, growing up, my mom, she's very strict on school. And one time I went through this phase, a very short phase of putting zeros over top of my eyes.
That's funny.
Yeah. It started in school and ended when I got home. I had an essay and my mom was like, "What the hell is this shit?" I said, "What are you talking about? These circles above that's my dots. Those aren't dots, those are circles. Write this shit over again and don't put no damn circles on there." So no matter how long the essay was, my mom would make me write it over again. "What the hell is this word? Write this shit over again." This is before we had laptops. The reason why I'm telling this story is because a friend asked me, "Why do I always text in complete sentences?" And I said, because I was traumatized by my mom whenever I had to do papers over again. So that being said, diction in English and proper language, grammar is not a foreign language. It's something that we all can do when it comes to a resume. And if you're not good at it, you got ChatGPT. Please don't send that application in without checking first. That's all I got to say about it. Tim Dog from Be More Careful. Holla at your boy.
There it is. Shout out to social media, man.
Oh, yeah. Father's Love 99. Oh, yeah, boy. 2 weeks from today, I'll be in Springfield, Illinois.
Man,
with
take this thing big screen, man.
Yeah,
man, fuck you. Fuck you. Hate Naz, super villain.
Yeah, you know, he's happy to see his grandson. His damn son don't get no love. Fuck the son.
Oh, no. It's my grandson's birthday. Fuck that. My son's birthday is his birthday is
what I'm saying, Tim,
Tuesday.
though, because
Tuesday.
every time, you know, Tim, this is a joke. This is a joke. Don't every time your son does something. Every time your son does something, it's about me and my grandson. Your son don't get no love. Nope. So for the last 6 months, about me and my grandson, the son don't get no love. So
because I keep telling my son I want to see a video chat of my grandson, and he won't do it.
There it is. It's about me and my grandson.
He got shit to do, man. He got shit to do.
I know he do. I know he does. But
I got you. Thank you for that, Tim Dog. My main man, Conspiracy Brother, aka Super Villain. What you got for the people before we go to our after show? Asked out, and make sure you shout out your social media so the people can follow you as well, my brother.
Shit. Let's get the hard part out the way. Where is that? There you go. Soul Expression down at the bottom. Find me somewhere. But I wanted to talk about what Tim talked about in his
soliloquy.
Yeah.
He's thinking the same thing, Tim Dog.
Great minds.
The blue moon, man. And actually, Tim, I think it's the May 31st. You said the 13th, but I think it's the 31st.
Yeah,
no, did I say? Yeah, it's the 31st. Yeah.
Yeah, you said 13th.
Within a couple of days.
Hit Lex's ass. Hey, hold on. Hit this Lex. He meant to say 31st.
Malcolm.
He saw the damn numbers back.
Every time you get numbers, you gotta switch them around, Tim. Switch them around.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you know what I meant.
But yeah, it's a very powerful time to manipulate energy if you know how to do those type of things and move in dimensions and realms where people don't really fuck with. But it's a perfect time to do that. That's why this is such a rare opportunity to have. So if you understand these energies, you already know. I ain't even telling nobody what they want to know what to do, because if they know, they know. So ain't much I can say. It's Friday. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Go drink, go smoke, be married, have sex, have babies, have whatever you want, goddamn it. It's Friday.
Do what you do. There it is, my main man, Conspiracy Brothers.
Damn.
And people always wonder, why y'all call it 2 cigars in a blunt? As you can see, my brother's smoking that blunt. I was smoking my cigar. Tim Dog don't smoke.
I'm going to do mine after we leave before the show.
There it is. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can always find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street Show on YouTube, Facebook. Once again, I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing to my channel, liking what I'm doing, commenting, whether bad or good, telling me how to get better. Hey, it's truly appreciated because the people that really know me, podcasts recruiting, being a recruiter for the Army took me out of my shell because really I'm an introvert. Now, shit, I can talk all my shit. Y'all can't see me. Y'all can't touch me. So I can say what the hell I want to say. Hey, that makes it even better. But I'm really appreciative. Yeah, that's a bad joke. But I'm really appreciative about everybody that has been following me and subscribing to my channel. It makes me go even harder. Even the people that say that, hey, stop doing what you're doing, it makes me go harder. But you also catch us every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast. All we do is talk about sports. We do that very, very well. Then come back and check us out next Friday night for 2 Cigars in the Main. Goddamn,
2 cigars in the blunt.
Take your time, don't you rush.
Yeah,
that bottle empty as fuck.
Yeah, the Man on the Street. I'll be smoking my cigar. I'm gonna try this. Yeah, look at it.
Damn, you bought that with me? You bought that at 3 o'clock?
Huh? What you say? I bought that at the PX.
At 3 o'clock.
I bought this at what's the shit? The Shopette. I bought it at the Shopette. They had a couple of them on there, so I want to try the iced tea one. Yeah, you know, Hennessy said, let me get these. Well, excuse me, I fit in, but let me get these niggas and give them some flavors now. So they got 3 flavors. So I would have got this flavor, and now as y'all can see, I don't drink the whole goddamn shit. But make sure y'all check us out.
You better eat some bread and drink some water.
Yeah, I'm good. Make sure y'all check us out next Friday at 2 Cigars in a Blunt, which is our main podcast where we talk about news, politics, and entertainment. But what comes up next is our after show. We call it Ashed Out. This is where everybody gets the chance to talk about what they want to talk about. Usually we go straight. We will make a right turn. But like Tim Dog famously said, we make that left, we going to drive that bitch right off the goddamn cliff. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Man on the Street.
What did Cinderella do when she went to the ball? She gagged. Tim Dog from Be More Careful. Gag, ball.
Boo yourself on that. Boo, give yourself a bullshit.
that was funny. It was okay. It's very inappropriate, Tim.
Yeah, that's very inappropriate. Yeah, exactly. Very inappropriate.
Cinderella. Just don't call me Kevin Hart.
Oh, shit. Go ahead. Come on, Conspiracy Brother. Say what you got to say.
Shit. God damn it. Goodbye.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all come back about 10 minutes. We're going to do our after show. Like I said, we always like to have a good time. Everybody talk what they want to talk about. And with that, we are out.
Relax and take notes while I take totes. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Relax and take notes while I take totes. Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke.